Hi, today on the first episode of Sitecore Tech Talks, Alok behind the camera and me Varun here, we want to introduce you Girish Jain. Girish, welcome to Sitecore Tech Talks.
Thank you very much for having me on the Sitecore Tech Talks.
Please. A little bit about Girish. He has worked on various industries and from last one and a half year he has been exploring Sitecore as a Sitecore platform specialist here at Horizontal, and let's hear about him and his experience, and let's see what he wants to talk to us about.
Hello, I've been exploring the Sitecore ecosystem for a year now, and specifically on Sitecore Content Hub. I've been exploring the various modules we have in Sitecore Content Hub, and I'm going to discuss about it.
All right. So what are we going to talk about today as far as Sitecore Content Hub goes?
Yeah, I'm going to specifically discuss about PCM module. Have you heard about it?
PCM? No. What's PCM?
PCM specifically stands for Product Content Management Module, which aggregates all your product information at one place.
All right. Can you elaborate a bit to help me understand?
Before delving into PCM module, what do you know about the DAM module?
Yeah, DAM is simple, like digital asset management, versioning your media, you instead of putting it on OneDrive or, somewhere offline, you put it into DAM and just version it out and share it on other platforms.
That's a bit part of what DAM actually does.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to it. Let me share it with you. Not only media, we can have the video, GIFs, and the PDFs also added to the DAM module. Other than that, we have the option of renditions. As you see, the businesses are going global and on multiple touch points, where you have the same content on the website, on the mobile phone, and we have different sizes of images required for each point. So that all can be served out of DAM. And then you have the DRM functionality as well, where you want to, if you want to restrict the assets use to a certain market or for certain time, that's also applicable with DRM.
Right. So then how does DAM and PCM fit together?
They are already interlinked. The DAM and the PCM comes as a single license as the Sitecore Content Hub DAM, where the information from the assets, the PDFs out of the DAM can be used on the product.
All right. So I think you mentioned under the same license. So technically, yes, whenever you're taking a DAM license, you already have PCM with you?
Yes, you have the PCM with you, but it is that there's no much awareness about the PCM module. It's limitedly used.
Okay. Well, can you help me understand PCM more with an example?
Sure. Let's take an. What is your personal interest?
Well, I love cars.
Cars. Okay, that's a nice example. And specifically, which brand would you prefer?
Well, I would like to go with SUVs and trucks, like say Mahindra. I love SUVs.
Okay. Let me ask another follow-up question. You must have seen the websites of Mahindra. Yeah. And what do you actually see when you look for a product?
Well, when I look at any product, like when I go to that particular page, I see a lot of textual information about that product. I see the various different variants of that product, the media of that product brochures, and some social media tweets also going on, maybe feedback about that product on the same page, stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's where the product section of the PCM module comes in. Like you can have you have three sections under the PCM product module, where you have this details of the product metadata, like as you say, the variant of the product, the images, and then you have the metadata of the product, the combustion, the horsepower, and other technical specifications. On the next, we have the assets, where you can have all the images of the product. Then you have the videos if you have to share any GIFs, and the documents which are related to the product, PDF documents.
All right. So all this comes together like DAM and PCM. This is where it is connected?
Yes. So all the information that you have already uploaded in the DAM, it can be grouped under as a product. So whenever your marketing or any other person from the company wants to have an complete information of the product, they can just go to the product section. They can search for the product and they can get all the information. It gives a 360 view of the product. So nothing is missed, and it helps in maintaining the consistency of data.
This is nice. Well, as a general analogy, I think I'll put it as, the assets are the beads, while the product is a thread in which those beads are put together to make a necklace.
Yes, you are understanding it right. Yeah.
All right. Well, now let me throw a curveball at you. Like with products, right? We can either categorize them based on, let's say, cost, or let's say features. Do we have any such feature available in PCM?
Yes, that's where the product family section comes into the picture. Let's take the same analogy for the cars. So we have high budget cars, low budget cars, or we have a number of variations of each car.
Correct.
Like say, take any example, like Scorpio. They have the base variant, then they have the high-end variant. Yes, so you can group all your products based upon various features, based upon the brand or the variants they have. So yeah, the product family serves the purpose. But in case if you want to group the products on various features, yes, you can always customize it.
All right. Well, this is good to know. I think it is a well thought through product. What about, I have seen companies having different brands on a regional or a country level. So in such scenarios, can we organize it that, for example, let's say I have, again, with an example of cars, quite possible that maybe based on the road conditions or based on the conditions of climate, I am having some cars in India versus some others in the US and some others in the UK. Is such a differentiation possible with Sitecore Content Hub PCM?
Yes, that's where the commerce catalog feature section comes into the picture.
Okay.
Where you can group the products on the basis of the market you're trying to target them. As an example, let's consider the Thar of Mahindra. It's mostly for off-roading. So in case if you want to target it to a specific area where the off-roading competition is going on, so yes, you can club all your products together and you can target them to a particular market. Whenever a person from the particular market wants to access the products that he's going to promote in the particular area, he can just directly go to the commerce catalog, get all his information, and that makes his life easy.
Well, this is nice. Okay. Now, in a usual scenario, we all have assets, but we don't stop there, right? As a company, I would always like to do, I would like to keep doing research when newer models and newer versions keep coming, facelifts, for example. So, in such scenarios, what I would like is that, of course, there is one version of that particular model or variant which is live, but then in background, I want to work on some variant content and assets and stuff like that with my marketing team, with my brand teams, just to make sure that and that content, of course, has to be hidden till it is launched. So are such facilities available with Content Hub?
Yes, let me put your question in this way. You have something, some content that is already live, and people are consuming it, and then you want to improvise it. So yes, we have this feature where you can create a variant of the existing product. So the original product is not disturbed, and it can be consumed by the users when you are working on the variant in the background.
Okay.
So yes, that would indicate as a variant with a variant indicator, and the team can work in the background to improvise it. And then you can have a comparison of what the original product was and what the improved version is, and you can take a call that you want to have both the products in the platform, or you want to just archive the earlier version and you want to go ahead with the new product.
So while doing this, can we have a workflow setup with Sitecore Content Hub?
Yes, you can. You always have the workflow set up as all the product content goes through an approval process in each and every company, where the default version is the draft version, the review version, the approval version, and the published version. So whenever your creative team is creating a draft, and once they are done with it, they can submit it, and then it goes to the reviewer, and then it goes to the approval, and for the final consumption it goes to the published state, where it can be directly consumed online, offline, on the websites, on the e-commerce platforms, and anywhere.
All right. So from an approval standpoint or from a review standpoint, does it have to be a single person, or what if I have a team of approvers who want to look at it and then approve it?
Yes, you can have a single person or a team of persons who has access to the product information at each state. Okay. When a creator, like you have multiple creators, they can work on that and they can submit it. So once they have submitted it, it goes to the review state, and the reviewer gets a notification that he has a product that needs his attention and it needs to be approved. Yes, so you can have multiple users at each state.
All right. Well, in the world of AI, can we automate this process?
Yes, it is all automated. The only thing is the user at each state has to do his work and submit it, and it automatically moves to the next state. And as I already mentioned, the next person would get an email notification that something is waiting for his approval or is in his plate. So in that way, you can always view it where the approval is pending, and you can approach the right person.
That is good to know. Well, let's say I have a team of people who are working on it or doing the stuff. In such scenarios, I do not know who approves the content. So can I have some some information or audit trail about who is approving the content, or what actions are being performed on any particular asset or a product?
Yes, for that we have the comments feature. Where each reviewer or approver can put in their comments, like what is the reason for approving a product or rejecting a product, and the people for the next stage can have inputs out of it, rather than spending all time from the scratch. They can work on the comments as well. So in that way, whenever if you need the analogy or description, like what was the process or thought process followed on, yes, that can be used, can be viewed from the comment.
All right. But then of course comments, is it a required field?
No, it's not a required field, but it is advisable because it is helpful to view the thought process.
So probably like if I am taking PCM and I am having workflow and things set up, I would have to have a a standard operating procedure, maybe a business process, to make sure that the comments are not just test comments, but real comments which help us understand, that the team who is working on it help them understand about the updates of the product and stuff like that.
Yes, so that in that way we can have an SOP that every time a reviewer or the user submits it for the next stage, they put in the comments so that it is easy for them to review it whenever it is required.
Well, now initially, because we talked about product having all the information which can go on the main models page, I have another thought here. Like, because that content is already there, why does somebody need to go ahead and create a product brochure separately? Is there a facility with Sitecore Content Hub wherein based on the content that I am entering into a PCM, I am able to get a PDF out of it?
That's absolutely a very good question. And yes, we have this generate PDF option, as we have the information already curated in the platform. And the major important point is that we need the consistency of information on the offline, online, and various touch points. So yes, you can create a template and place it on the products page, where the existing the metadata and the images can be created for a PDF version of it, so that the same data is on the online point and the offline point as well.
So this PDF generation which you are talking about, like a user has to sit and generate a PDF every time?
No, the admin can do it. It's a small package that is always available. It needs a minimum configuration, and it can be included in it. And it's a one-type process. unless and until you want to make changes to what data is coming in. It has all the dynamic data from your products page.
All right. So if I look at it this way, I create, maybe I hire a partner, I get a template created to have the PDF in place, and for all the products, that particular template can serve to create a product brochure or any other PDF for that matter. And for example, I want to update it, then I might need to contact somebody again to get the template updated to have a newer PDF. Am I understanding it correctly?
Yes, you would require some technical help when you want to just improvise it. For your day-to-day products, day-to-day uses, the single template can work for you.
All right. How much or what level of customizations can we have based on business processes into PCM?
You can have the full authority of customizing. Like, let me take an example of the state flows, where I specified only 4 levels: the draft, the review, the approve, and the publish. But there are chances that you would require a 2-level approval. Yes, it's always customizable. So on the products page, like we have certain out-of-the-box fields available, but that's not the case that it might serve your product purpose, your company purpose. You can always customize the fields that you require, and you can always change it, at what level those fields are to be filled in. Does it need to be filled by the creator or by the reviewer? That's also available.
All right. Last question. How easy it is to install or configure Sitecore Content Hub per se for a business?
It is it's an SaaS product. It doesn't involve much technicalities, and it's all easy, and it's a few clicks process.
All right. Well, it was great having you here on the first episode of Sitecore Tech Talks. Thank you, Girish, for helping us understand more about Sitecore DAM as well as Sitecore PCM, where only PCM was the main content perspective today. Thank you for your time. It was great having you today.
Thank you for the opportunity.